everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Cam, and today is going to be the long-awaited 16 different palette ranking video from my palette haul. There were 16 different palettes. I did end up decluttering one, which was the Juvia's Place Mini Nude, and I gave that one to my sister. And then, however, I did receive a late birthday present, and I did receive the Natasha Denona Glam palette for a late birthday present, and again, that's going to be included. Let's just start out with what's on my face. Right now, I am wearing my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the shade, where does it say? 361C. And then I paired that with my Makeup Forever foundation. I do have two different blushes on. I went in first with the cream blush from Fenty in the shade Rose Latte, but it went a little too heavy-handed, and I used a little bit of this new blush. This is the Essence 50 Blooming. It's just kind of a nude little blush there. I am wearing my MAC liquid lipstick in the shade Burnt Spice, if I am not mistaken. And on my eyes right now, I wanted to wear one of the eyeshadow palettes from my ranking. However, I just did purchase a few more eyeshadow palettes because I'm a bad person. But this is the Coastal Craves eyeshadow palette from Ulta Beauty. And here's what it looks like. I am wearing this middle shade here in my crease, this one lower in my crease, and then I have this shade here all on my lid, and then I tried to lighten it up with this one. The shimmers weren't as pudgy as I would like them to be. Maybe next time I wear it, I will use a setting spray to try and make it pop a little bit more. However, I did pop a little bit of my highlight just in the center there to give it a little bit more pow, if you know what I'm saying. But this is the Milk Makeup highlight in the shade Lit. It is stunning. I'm so happy that I finally got my hands on this, and a new product from all of these products are relatively new, except for my foundation and my lip product. But I'm wearing my Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Butter Biscuit. And again, I just broke my blush even more than it already. Oh, lovely. I just completely shattered this blush. So, well, maybe I'll have to try and repress this, because that is a bummer. I have been using this a lot lately, and wow, I'm upset about that. Yay! But anyway, let's just get right on into this. So I do have my notes from everything because I can't remember everything. I had a select amount of looks that I wanted to complete with each palette, depending on how big the palette was, how many shades was in there, how many looks I thought what I could possibly make with the eyeshadow palette. So let's just get on in with number 12. I did group all 5 of the e.l.f. bite-size palettes into one, so 12 plus 4 is 16. So I hope y'all are okay with that, because I don't know, I really wish I could just put all of those e.l.f. palettes into one big palette. That would be the best. Like, if they made a big palette with all of those bite-size palettes together, I think it'd be phenomenal. But anyway, let's start with number 12. And I wanted to like these. I wanted to like them so bad. But the bottom 3, of course, have to be the final one. I wouldn't say it's a bad palette, but I would not reach for this with everything else. This is the Fenty Beauty number 6. Here's what it looks like. I just don't think that there is enough variety. Like, if we swatch these two shades, they seem pretty dry in the pan. Like, I don't know. I didn't get on with this palette, and the shimmers aren't very shimmery. My notes here says it's just very lackluster. The mattes, they're all right, but I have had better. And for $25 for this, I don't know. I love everything Fenty Beauty. Her lip glosses, her eyebrow pencil, which I am wearing today, her foundation, her primer. Like, I haven't been in love with everything Fenty Beauty, but these palettes were not a hit for me. They weren't a hit. And number 11 is the Revolution Color Book. I have the green one. This is the Color Book number 5, and here is what it looks like. It is green and blue. My notes on this says They have a mixture of, the mattes are blendable. Some of them need to be built up more than others. The shimmers are kind of hit and miss. Some of them are really, really great and pigmented. Others are a little bit lackluster. However, if you use a little bit of setting spray, you can really get them there to where I personally like my eyeshadows to be. I created multiple different looks with this. The lasting power was great. I like the quality of this. However, it's just I don't reach into blues and greens more than I reach into these other colors. However, blues and greens are one of my most favorite colors to wear on my lids. So in the summertime, I definitely think I'm going to reach into this one more. But for color scheme and everything like that, I think I'm going to have to give this one number 11. So we're just going to swatch a few of these before we move on. I'm going to do this deep, deep blue. Ooh, doesn't that look pretty? And a light green. And then we will, and something I really like about this is there is a like plastic sheet separating both of them. And we'll do a deep green and a light blue. Like, the pigment is there. Like, I give them that. But again, you'll be able to see, if you look at that, like, they are blinding. This one is a little bit lackluster compared to the blue, and this green, you're going to have to do some building up, but this blue is pigmented and it's there. So, I mean, it's a nice palette if you don't have many greens and blues. I really wanted the purple one in this, but it was out of stock when I went in there, and it was like buy two, get one free. And I bought this one and another one that's going to be in the ranking, and I gave the free one to a friend. So that's where that comes in. And now let's move on to number 10. Like I said, I did not get on with these palettes. This is the Fenty Beauty number 7. However, this one is just a little bit higher because I really like the color scheme. You can manipulate the shimmers, and I really feel like this should have been a deep matte brown. I feel like if this was a deep matte brown, it would be higher on my list. But again, you get like this kind of an inner corner highlight shade. This mustardy yellow is really nice. And let's do this gray shade. I don't know. I just didn't feel like the gray fit into the color story for me personally. Like, this shimmer seems like nice. They seem nice, but I feel like they're not as pigmented as I personally would want them. The mattes in this one seem to be a lot more pigmented and more like buildable than in the other palette. They don't seem as dry either, so I'm not sure if it was just the grays and the darker colors that, I mean, darker colors are going to have a little bit of trouble with them, but I don't know. I don't know. And then coming in at number 9, I believe, sorry, I have to, multiple pages for this, is this palette right here. This is the Nobiad by Juvia's Place. And here's what it looks like. This one just, ooh, I love it. You get a matte brown, a gray, a deep green. This shade here to set your eyelids is like the perfect if you have a lighter skin tone. You got an inner corner highlight here in these shades. Oh my goodness. Sorry about the swatches from earlier. Like, they are just so blinding and gorgeous. You get like this shade with a little bit of shimmer in it. Like, you can kind of tell the shimmer. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but I can. But it kind of blends away as you work through it. But this matte brown is like everybody's dream. Like, it's not too warm toned, it's not too cool toned, it's just right. The color story is perfect for fall. However, we get like 2 weeks of fall and then it goes straight into winter. So, I mean, it gets dark at like 4 o'clock here, like pitch black outside. So, yep, it gets dark at like 4 o'clock here now. So, I mean, the color story of this one is just superb. I love it. I like the color story of the Fenty Beauty number 7, but the shimmers in here work better. The mattes work better, just personally in my opinion. And I hate not liking anything from Fenty Beauty because everything I try from them, I seem to love. Their primer, the foundation, the brow products. Like I've said earlier, I'm wearing bronzer and blushes from them today. My goodness, if I can speak English, but I don't know. It's just, I had to put this one above. This one is very exciting for me. So, little quick story. This is the 8th one. This is the Alexis Stone and Revolution. This is an all matte palette. I like to wear this on its own or pairing it with others. I really like to pair it with my Tarte palette with all shimmers in it. Really, really exciting. So around Halloween time, I use this to create 4 different skull looks. And it, like all of the mattes, I used practically every single row in here, and like their whole face, like all right here and all down their neck and then over on their ear was completely black. And I used face paint, and I went over that with the matte black in here. I really do like this matte black, and I seem to keep reaching back for it. Again, it's got a mirror. I hit pan. My first ever eyeshadow that I hit pan in, and I am over the moon about it. Granted, it is a new palette, but however, I hit pan, and that is exciting, at least for me. And my notes on this, the pigmentation is great. I really, really love this. And then I wish there was a greater difference in like colors, if you know what I mean. Or maybe take out one of the mattes and add just a row of shimmers for each color story, and then have like a light, a medium, and a deep matte shade, and then just a row of shimmers. I think that would have sent this palette specifically over the moon for me. But beggars can't be choosers, and I really do like this palette. Like in that Halloween look, there was yellow, there was green, there was blue, there was purple, there was pink, and there was red. So I did this look for 4 different girls because they wanted to be matchy-matchy, and I did the same thing for all 4 different girls. Used face paint, used black, and like, I mean, you can see the dips and a whole bunch of these colors. Like I used the heck out of this palette, and the only true dip you can see is in this one here. And oh my gosh, I love this black. Like it is just I'm in love with this black. Like they're soft, they're buttery, they're pigmented. Let's just swatch a few more for you. They're soft, they're buttery, they're pigmented, they're blendable. I don't know, the black you do have to build up just a wee bit, but I mean, personally, I like to go in with a little bit of black and then amplify it and amplify it and amplify it to work it to where like I don't scare myself going in too heavy-handed at first and then like destroying the whole thing. So personally, I like to go in with a little bit and then more until I get it to where I like it, just because that's how I personally like. In this black, it's one of my favorite blacks that I've ever tried, aside for the Anastasia Noir black, but this has to come in at number 8. I really, really enjoyed this palette. It has very special place in my heart right now, so very excited about this palette. The next palette, number 7, is the Jeffree Star and Cremated palette. I was imagining to like this palette a whole lot more, but in here you don't get a true gray shade. There's no true, well, of course there's gray shades in here, but what I mean is no true gray shimmer. And I mean, you kind of need that. It is a great palette. Like there is no silver in here. Like, I mean, this one is kind of silver, but it is a satin. It is not a shimmer like that. See the difference in, I wouldn't say pigmentation, but like shimmeriness. Like, I don't see, like, yes, it is kind of reflective, but it's nowhere reflective as this one. Like, I just feel like there are some crucial things missing in this palette for me to give it a higher spot. Like, this black is really nice. Like, it is, the two of them compared together, like, it is a nice black. You do get a stark white. So, I mean, and this one, I got this in my eye the first time I used it. Worst pain of my life, but I've never done that before, and I haven't done it again. So, I mean, it hasn't scared me away from using this palette. I just feel like this palette is missing a few crucial items for me to give it a higher spot. that makes sense. Like, it works good. Like, the quality is on par with all the other Jeffree Stars. It's just color scheme wise, I'm missing a few things to make me personally happy, if that makes sense. So we gave this one a lucky number 7 spot. Is my favorite number. So we're going to move right along to number 6. And that is my Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral palette. And I really, really wanted this palette for these 3 shades up here. This gray, let me swatch it for you, but I ran out of room. Oh, I guess I didn't. I have room on the back of my hand. But this gray here is practically the reason why I bought this palette. Like, the grays was really speaking to me. Do you see what I mean? It's patchy, it's blotchy, it's lackluster. And I don't find that to be the case with any of the other shades. So let's swatch 2 more matte shades. And then let's swatch some of these shimmer shades. Like this coral shade, oh my gosh. Like, here they are on the back of my hand. You can barely see that one, but I swatched this one here, which is kind of a very light transition shade, if you will. But I mean, everything, I don't know, this gray just wasn't up to Juvia's Place quality, if that makes sense. Normally, their quality is extremely good, extremely pigmented, and blendable. It's just this one, I don't know, I didn't find that to be the case, but everything else in the palette was gorgeous. And these, this shade here and these 2 shades over here, the coral looks I've made with this palette are out of this world divine. I really got on with this palette, except for that gray. That was a bummer. They're very buildable, beautiful. Everything else is up to Juvia's Place quality except for this gray. And I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe it was just this palette and others are fine, but my gray, it didn't hold up to par. Like, even looking at it, like, it is not as deep as it is in the pan. I tried to build it up and it was all right. It's just I would rather reach into a different gray entirely if I have to give it the extra fuss. So if I want a gray look, I will not reach into this, but I did reach into this for the silver in here to pair with my Jeffree Star palette. But whatever, I really, really like this palette other than that matte gray. Let's go on to number 5. Okay. This was a birthday present, and I said I had wanted it, and I was like, well, I didn't get you a birthday present, so I'll buy it for you. So it is the Natasha Denona Glam palette, and here is what it looks like. Beautiful mirror, beautiful packaging. This one is more of a neutral cool tone. It's not very silver, but these shimmers are just absolutely stunning. These mattes are beautiful. I do want to pop all of these out and recreate like my own palette, but I'll probably do that off camera. But look at those shimmers. Oh my gosh, the mattes, beautiful. They hold up to the mini Natasha palettes that I have. I've got a few of those. I just bought a new one, but I really, really, really like this palette. It's just, I thought it was going to be a little bit more cool tone with the mattes, but it wasn't. So that's all right. I mean, I like it. It's a neutral palette. It's got kind of like a cool tone vibe to it. The packaging is stunning. The mattes are just a little bit darker once you swatch them than in the pan, but I mean, that's all right. I would have preferred maybe 2 more mattes and got rid of 2 of the shimmers in here, but that's just my personal preference. I would have preferred like a deep gray or like just a gray in here and then like a cream shade like this one. Let's see how this swatches. Let's just put it right here. I guess that one kind of works out as a cream. Maybe an inner corner highlight. That could be used because, I don't know, this is a little bit too dark. But I mean, I really do like this palette, and I can always use my highlight for an inner corner highlight. And I do like to keep my Natasha Denona palettes in their packaging. So I will keep it in the packaging until the packaging falls apart. So this one is coming in at number 5. So number 4, let's go into my top 4. Number 4 is gonna have to be, it just has to be my e.l.f. by Sites palettes, considering the price. So $3, $6, $9, $12, $15, $15 for 5-ounce shadow palettes. That's like 75 cents a pan. Like, are you serial? Like, if these come out in like one eyeshadow palette, you know I'm buying it. I really, really want the hot jalapeno one, or the jalapeno one. And again, if you didn't know which ones I had, which one is it? This one. This one's in the shade Truffles. It's the deeper one. This one is in the shade Cream and Sugar. Pairing these two together is just gorgeous. And then I like to pair these two together. Whoops, I just dropped it and it shattered. 2 things have shattered during this video. Yay! Anyway, I like to pair these two together. This one is the Rose Water and this one is the Berry Bad. And let's see how bad this one broke. So you can see it there. It broke. Yay. This one is in the shade Pumpkin Pie. And again, I'm probably just gonna repress that and get rid of all of the shattered out of it just because I don't wear warm tones that much. However, I wanted it, so I bought it. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So, number 3, let's see, this is very hard for me, but number 3 has to go to the Anastasia Norvina palette. And these top 4, I would not change a single thing. I love them. They're every look I make with this eyeshadow palette, I fall in love with. I feel like they are kind of like top to bottom. Like, these look beautiful together. Like, I don't know, something about this palette. I wanted it, I didn't buy it. I wanted it, I didn't buy it. I wanted it, I didn't buy it. But finally, I broke down, I bought it, and every look I create with this eyeshadow palette, I am in love with. It is so easy to use. You got a matte shade to set your eye primer down. You got an inner corner highlight. You've got deepening shades. You've got every shimmer you could possibly think of to need with these mattes. You can mix and match. Like, they are just so gorgeous, so blendable, so pigmented, and they are just, like, look at that. Come on now. Like, they are just, this palette, I love this palette. If you were debating on getting this palette and you like subtle, subdued, like purple pinks, I really, really think you would really enjoy this palette. Like, it's on par with the formula of Anastasia. It is gorgeous. Perfect gift idea right here. I am in love. So number 2 and number 1, I couldn't decide. So number 2 and number 1, I could not decide which one to put where. So I honestly, we're tying them together. My video, my rules, they are tied. So first one is the Profusion Wanderlust palette. It comes with a brush. It's only $10. You can find them at Walmart. And I chose this one because I needed some more purples in my life. And you get purples, you get pinks, you get blues, you get browns. I really wish that they would have traded one of these 2 matte browns out, because in the pan they kind of look similar, but once you swatch them, well, you know what? We'll swatch them both. Oh, well, no, one of them is a bit, like, if you're looking at them, like these 2 shades here look very similar, which is these 2 shades here. I really would have preferred a matte green over one of those. You get a matte setting shade. I really wish this one was just a little bit more punchy for an inner corner highlight, or replace some of these different shades with like a light purple. I don't know. I feel like this was very thought out, and every look that I create with this is gorgeous. And we're just going to swatch some of these different shimmers because they are gorgeously stunning. And I mean, for the price, you cannot go wrong. Like, this shade here in the middle is a duochrome, and it is absolutely beautiful. For the price, I believe it is absolutely worth it. I just want to swatch a few more just to give you a feel, because like the purples and dark blues are very hard to formulate. And look at those. Like, they are just gorgeous. They're pigmented. They're blendable. They're easy to work with. Like, if you are a beginner in makeup, you would love this. If you just want something easy, quick, throw on, get out the door, this is your gal. Perfect Christmas present idea. It's only 10 bucks. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And they come with a brush, and I have it sitting in my eyeshadow thingy right next to me. Soft, passes the bristle test, and I cannot give my praises enough to this eyeshadow palette. It is wonderful. Next, here is the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. And I wanted this palette so flippin' bad. I asked for it for my birthday, and I got it. So here's what it looks like if you have not seen it. It comes with the name sheet, a mirror, and here it flips all the way back. So again, I love this palette. I know you can pop these out. Oh, shoot. I stabbed my finger into it. Did I do that today? I don't know. I stabbed my finger into this one. So, yay, this video is going really great for Kaylee. So, again, easy to blend, pigmented. What you see is what you get. It is just gorgeous. It has a inner corner highlight. The only thing I think this is really missing is like a matte cream shade to set my eyeshadow down, or my eyeshadow primer down. Other than that, I love this palette. The packaging is stunning. I wish it was metal like the Glam palette, but this is like foam, and I don't know how I feel about that. But some of these mattes are like crazy. Okay. And like the deep blue. Like, these are just so pigmented and blendable, and they've got like a cream to matte finish in here, and I just think that they are so stunning. And like, you can see this palette is well loved, and I try to be very light when it comes to these eyeshadow palettes, just because they are worth a whole lot of money, but they are just stunning. Let's swatch this gold shade here. Like, it just, oh, the formula of this is out of this world. I really do like this. You get like some coral shades like this coral with that matte. You can do green looks, you can do blue looks, you can do neutral looks. The only thing I don't think you can do with this is a purple look, but you get like coral, you got a red, purple and pink, but you've got greens, you got blues, you got golds, you got neutrals, you've got like everything under the sun besides pink and purple is in this palette, and I am absolutely in love. I love this palette. It is just gonna hold a special place in my heart forever. It was a birthday present, and I am in love. So again, I've got my packaging right here, and it will stay in the packaging until the packaging falls apart. And with that said, this is everything in my 16 palette haul. Well, technically 17, but I decluttered one, so 16. And that has to be all for today. I've already been filming for 30 minutes, and I've broken 2 things in this video, and I am kind of disappointed in myself, not to say the least. But hey, life goes on. It will be fine. But oh well, thank you for tuning in. And if you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button, and I will see you guys later. Bye!